a 19-year-old future world elite player, a fearless queen sacrifice, and the game ends in just 21 moves. This is Fox versus Timman from 1970. Hello everyone, I'm Aniket, an Arena International Master. This is episode 4 of Queen Sacrifice Legends, where we break down legendary games centered on brilliant sacrificial ideas. This game was played at the 6th Islington Open in London on 1970 between Terry Fox versus Jan Timman. Fox was a strong British player with many tournament wins in the 1960s and 70s. Timman, just 19 at that time, was already a rising star. He would later become one of the world's top grandmasters, known as the best of the West and a multiple time Dutch champion. Sadly, he passed away 2 days before. This game only lasts 21 moves, and it features a creative and forceful queen sacrifice that leads to a unique checkmate pattern. Let's get into it. Here, white started with d4, black replied with knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3, bishop b4, and here we got a Nimzo-Indian on the board. White continued with a3, which is a normal idea here, and after bishop takes c3 check, b takes c3, and here Timon played c5, striking into the center right away, not giving any chance to white. He played e4, just grabbing the full center, and after queen a5, which is simply attacking on c3, which may lead to some counterplay, he continued with e5, and here the point is this pawn cannot be captured because if queen takes c3 happens, there is simply a bishop d2. And here the queen is hanging and the knight is hanging, and there is no good way to defend both. And here he has to play queen takes d4, and after e takes f6, he can just go back and capture with the queen. But here, after bishop d3, white is simply just better. And he will eventually win the game, even though black has gained 3 pawns, but it's just an opening, and white is gonna convert the game into a victory. That is why in this position, Timon don't take the pawn on c3, and he simply played knight e4. And his idea is this pawn is attacked twice, and he's asking how are you going to defend it. And here white played bishop d2, and the point is this pawn cannot be captured because and the point is this pawn cannot be captured right away because of queen g4, which is simply attacking on g7, and it's already a pin, so black has to defend, and black may do castle, and after d takes c5 there's no good way to come out of this pin, and eventually he has to give up a knight. That is why Timon continued the game with knight c6, and white played knight f3, and here we got this position, which is a completely new position. We have never seen this same position till now at a master level. As you can clearly see on the evaluation bar as well, black is having slight advantage, and the reason is as white has played knight f3, so queen cannot go to g4, and if queen cannot go to g4, he can capture on c3. And the point is same. This queen is attacked, so queen has to move. He continue with queen c2, and he's asking, what's your plan? Because knight is attacked twice. Black calmly played c takes d4, just protecting the knight. And here, white continued the game with a4, and black played b6. His idea is he's looking to move the bishop to a6, and he will be putting a pressure on c4 eventually. White played bishop e2, black continued the game with bishop a6, and here, obviously, white can't castle because bishop will hang on e2. So what he did here was he played king f1, simply moving the king and saying I'm not gonna castle and I'm gonna play this game having the king in the center of the board. And here black continue with rook c8, putting a lot of pieces on c file, and in this position black should continue the game with knight takes d4, simply giving up a knight for a pawn. And the idea is after knight takes d4 there's a queen takes c3, and after queen takes e5, bishop e3, knight c6, and queens will be out of the board, and they will get this position where black is better, and this pawn is attacked thrice, and there is no good way to defend this pawn. So he might have got this position, and we might not have gotten this brilliant queen sacrifice. But unfortunately, here in this position, he continued the game with g3, which is a mistake here. Timon found the best move to continue the game, which is knight takes e5, and here white continued the game with knight takes d4. So we got this position. Pause the video here and find the best move for black. If you're serious about improving and want structured training instead of random puzzles, I work with students personally. The link to train with me is in description. Now let's continue. Black played knight takes e2, simply sacrificing his queen for two minor pieces. And here, obviously, he has to capture the queen and he capture on d4. Black continue with knight takes d4, the only move, obviously, and the queen is attacked, and he has to move the queen, and he played queen b2, hoping to win one of the knights and saving the bishop at the same time. Black continue with rook takes c4, putting the rook into more active square and protecting the knight at the same time, and bishop is also hanging. There is no good way to save the bishop on a5. Otherwise, there could be some discover attack ideas which might even win the queen back. So that is why White has to save the king, and he played king g2, simply moving the king and hoping to get the king into safety, and maybe and with the queen and two major pieces, White will be able to do some damage. But unfortunately, that is not the case today. Black continue with bishop b7, and he go king h3, and here he played white move knight d3, simply going to the white's territory and asking the queen where she wants to go. And obviously bishop cannot be captured as well because the other bishop will hang on b7. And here the queen is attacked, so queen has to move, and queen moved on d2, attacking on the knight back, and here he played brilliant move, which is knight f3. He's saying, if you want to take my knight, you are most welcome. The point is, if it takes the knight, it is a simply checkmate in one, knight g5. So that is why he cannot capture the knight, and queen is attacked at the same time. So here he played queen e3, simply moving and hoping to do something. Unfortunately, black played knight g5, and in this position, white simply resigned the game. The point is, it's a check, and the bishop is controlling g2, and the rook is controlling h4. That simply meant king is having no other option just to take his knight with the queen, and the point is, if we go for it, it will be another checkmate on f2. Again, the same idea. The bishop is controlling g2 and the rook is controlling h4, and it's a check at the same time. So king has boxed out and king is having no other option to escape. And that is why after knight g5, white simply resigned the game. Short games like this remind us that great attacking ideas are not about chaos. They are about preparation, timing, and calculation. If you would like me to cover a specific queen sacrifice in a future episode, comment below and let me know which one. And if you are enjoying this series, make sure you subscribe. I will see you in the next one.